All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the platform episode 76. Dang, every time I hear our counter, it's like, shit, we got a lot of episodes. Well, what's up, everybody? We got a special guest in the house. We got Upchuck Gaming. What's going on, man?
What's good, man? I want to thank you guys for having me. This is Upchuck Gaming from We Game Here slash TOA Fight Game Centric, man. What's up? How's everybody doing up there? What's up?
What's up? What's up, man? I'm glad to have you on, man. I think we tried to get you on a couple times, man. I may have failed, so I apologize. But
Nah, it's all good, man. Good to be here, though.
good, 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 good. Shouts out to Player One Coffee. Like I said, they're our sponsor, and you know that the coffee is really good. Except Mike abuses it and fucking can't sleep for 2 days. You know, it's that good. I guess it's that good because he can't fucking stop. But shouts out to Player One Coffee. Let's go ahead right into our introductions. We already got our guest up Chuck out the way. Let's go ahead and actually, you know what? Let me ask you what games you playing, Chuck, right now.
Right now I've been playing a lot of Dragon Ball Fighters. It's kind of like my main game right now. Just training, playing online, playing with friends, playing with randoms, So that's really kind of been my main focus right now. Just really trying to get good at that game.
Well, I got a question for you. What about Broly? Now, is he the hidden beast that everybody thinks, or is he still like that first
I think
impression?
I think Broly is a good character, but he's mid screen, but in the corners where he shines. I actually did a video on this. Like in the corner, he's very scary.
Hmm.
Just for the simple fact that buttons have armor on them, and he has a command grab that grabs you. He can carry you to the corner pretty easily, and that's where you want to keep you at. His combo damage. It's not that good. He's
It
more
seems
like
like
a
it would be
momentum
though,
character,
right? I feel like
Down
it
combo
should be.
knock you. That's kind of how you want to play Broly. But he's actually really fun. He's on my team, man. I'm definitely feeling him.
Okay. All right. All right. I know there's a lot of people like when he first was released, and there was some I would say mixed reactions just because of his combos, not meeting what they thought it should. But there, like Maximilian Dude, I know you're familiar with him. He did like I don't know this crazy ass fucking corner combo with Broly. I think it was like
Dre
like
did it too.
100% or something like that.
I mean, Chuck.
Uh, you said what?
Chuck did it too. He
Chuck,
has
you did the
here's
hundred
the
percent.
video.
Bro, Broly is a monster in the corner, man. And especially with the right assist, he could just the damage adds up. Yeah, and like the touch of death combo, I've done it. It's possible to actually do in game too, which is actually pretty cool. So, like I said, Broly, he's not for everybody, but he's definitely a cool character.
Dope, dope. All right. Next up, we got. I'm going random. Preston, since he hasn't been on it in a few, but we have Preston on tonight. What's up, man? Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're playing.
What's up, guys? I'm Preston. I've been playing. I beat Far Cry, and then I'm playing Nino Cooney and Rainbow Six, pretty much, and that's pretty much it right now until God of War comes out.
How you liking Nino?
I like it a little more than the first one. I'm a little happy they took out the Pokemon stuff. I didn't think it worked that well, so it kind of makes the game flow better, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. All right. I kind of like that stuff in the first one, but maybe it did kind of bog some of the game down. So maybe it was for the better that they kind of got rid of that aspect of it.
But yeah, they replaced it with the whole Kingdom aspect, which I don't mind the Kingdom aspect that much.
I heard it was I heard it flows better than the capturing aspect of it.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Next up, we got Akeyles. What's up, man? Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're playing, sir.
What's up? You can never be as strong as one, and that one is Achilles. What is good? I've been playing with Dragon Ball Fighters. Been messing around with Brawly. He's a little bit too slow for my pace, so I'm probably gonna drop him. I'm more like Gohan, Bardock speed, and Gotenks. So that's like my main three, and I always have to have Kid Buu in there somewhere, just because Kid Buu's damage is just so nice.
Kid Buu triggers me so
and then
much,
with Rainbow Six, I play like a little bit of Gears, a little Far Cry. I've been like inching that Far Cry. I don't know what it is about the game, if it's just open world or I'm tired of open worlds, but like I can only play it for like an hour before I have to hop off. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
How is that? How is that?
I mean, it's good. It's, right? It's not balanced at all. My deck that I have, because normally if you ever play Yu-Gi-Oh! Before, you can have 5 monster slots. In the app version, they only have 3 slots. And I play Ojamas, and what Ojamas does is when you fuse for Ojama King, he blocks 3 opponent slots. So if I do that in the first turn, there's absolutely nothing they can do, and I've just been ranking up hardcore that way.
That sounds so fucking shitty. I'd be tripping.
Yeah, it's really whoever got the dirtiest deck wins. Is how it works.
So what is it? Pay to win? Isn't it free to play though? Isn't it?
No, it's free to play. I mean, paying does give you the advantage because you can get your cards faster, but it's just you know, if you get the cards for a certain deck, and that's pretty much it. There's not too much to pay to win.
Okay. All right. Next up, we got Cool Cat Terri.
Take a life.
Take
a life, Danny. You know what?
I got the overlay up. It's up. No, the overlay is up.
Take that life.
Take it. Is that what we're really doing out in the streets? Is that how we doing it?
Whoa, what's going on? What?
You get I don't know if we explained it, but you get lives. We did start off with 10, but I felt that was too much. So everybody starts off with 6. If you lose all your lives, the punishment will be determined.
Oh, okay. So how do you lose your lives though? Like, what's the criteria?
You'll see it. You'll know when you lose it.
Our Overlord Danny decides when you
freeze
lose your life or not.
You know, you say something like
Overlord over there.
Look, you say something like Labo Day 1, you losing a life. You see what I'm saying? There's things you know when you lose a life. So that's the best way I can explain it. I'm sorry, Terry. Go ahead.
All right, hey everybody, it's Cool Cat Terri on Twitch. I finished Kingdom Hearts 2 this week. I've been still working on Darksiders 2. I haven't been playing it as much because I've been more focused on Far Cry 5, but I'm working on it. Slowly getting through Far Cry 5. It's taking me forever because I'm, a completionist, and I refuse to proceed on until I get like one region 100%. So it's dragging, but it's a great game. I highly recommend checking it out. It's a good game. And I also went back and started playing Guild Wars 2 again after a 5-year hiatus.
Guild Wars.
Oh my gosh. It's great to be back. They made it free. I didn't realize they made it free. So that's cool.
Oh, really? So, it's free to play
Yeah, it's free to play now.
Wow. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
The devs even
get back in it
a long time ago. They said that they wasn't going to go free to play because they offer content. And then here we go. Free to play.
Damn, Dre. I'm sorry. Damn, Dre. That's harsh.
If you do something like Akeyles intro, you lose all your life. Oh shit! Hold on, wait. Hold on. I fully support Akeyles intro. Akeyles, don't listen to that, man.
No, they're not fans right now, Akeyles.
I support it. It don't matter. I'm the host. I support it. And every time he says it,
Dragon Ball.
He will gain a life.
No, they don't know how to play that game, man.
Oh shit. All right, next up we got Big Mike. What's up, Mike, man? Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're playing, sir.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Mike here. I've been playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, Ni no Kuni 2, and Rainbow Six Siege, and I played some State of Decay. That's about it.
I know you said you didn't like State of Decay, which I'm surprised.
No. I played it for about 30 minutes. That is just too slow paced for me.
It's like really State of Decay.
30 minutes.
Wait,
really?
which one?
Slow. He said State of
Decay 1
was slow
Oh.
paced. I'm like, I don't remember.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
play
man,
anyways.
past, like,
Like,
that. Yeah, we even got past the introduction.
Right, all he did was hit fucking
I'm
start
good.
and watch.
I'm good. Plus, it's very buggy. Also, there, Preston, very buggy.
well,
Well, yeah, that game is, like,
5 is very
notorious.
fun too, but you know,
I mean,
still playing it.
I was going inside the cabins there, Preston, and like the zombies like be inside the house. Like part of the head would be inside the house, and their legs would be on the outside of the house, and I couldn't hit it or anything. Or when I put my weapon, the weapon wouldn't be in my hand, but I'd be swinging. I'm like, the fuck is going on with this game? I was like, I'm done with this game.
I didn't
Move
have
on.
that problem. You
And
know what
that's
I'm
the,
saying?
and that's the
PC.
remastered.
I didn't
And
have
that's
that
the
problem.
remastered version of it too.
Yeah, that's a remastered version. I'm like, I'm moving on. I'm good. I don't want to play any further.
You mean the demastered?
So that too. It lost a life. Yeah, they lost a life.
Yes, I mean I like the game. I like fucking State of Decay. I thought State of Decay was the shit, but I didn't think it was slow paced. It was like as soon as you get in, you're like a horde of zombies is trying to fucking kill you. Like I don't get where you get the slow pace.
There was no horde of zombies. There was like 1 or 2 zombies attacking me. It wasn't a horde.
But you
so
were
there's-
only like the first 30 minutes. They're not gonna throw everything at you.
I mean, when he says horde, I'm thinking like Dead Rising. Now, Dead Rising's got a horde of zombies, but that's not my cup of tea either.
Mike,
Oh yeah, Dead Rising. That's the staple of Dead Rising. How many people they can fit on the screen?
right.
Exactly.
Whatever. Well, whatever.
But I
That's
think-
also
I
a
don't
triple
wanna
A
say
studio
that.
versus like an indie studio.
But I also beat Ni no Kuni 2.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Nino Kuni.
You beat it already?
Yeah. I couldn't.
Isn't that like an RPG?
Yes.
He played
Wow.
it for about. He beat it in like 80 hours, I think.
I put 80 hours into it.
Damn.
Well, you went hard on it then to get 80 hours. in.
Hard body in there.
I couldn't put it down. I was putting like in 12, 13-hour days.
Wow.
Damn. Jeez, bro.
I was gonna say because like you just started playing and you got 80 hours in like that.
Hey,
Damn.
thank you, Player One Coffee. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Damn. Player one.
Player One Coffee, you know, it's important gaming marathons.
When Player One Coffee says they keep you
Damn,
fueled,
I'm like, damn.
listen to this motherfucker right here. He put 13-hour days into Nino Kuni. God damn. What's up, everybody? My name is Danny. I'm the host here at the platform, and I literally just touched the surface of Far Cry 5. I've been playing that. I probably got like 2 hours in. I'm loving it so far. I mean, when I tell you that Ubisoft has redeemed itself with as far as optimization for PC releases, I mean, I am impressed. I mean, full ultra, like, and I'm still getting like 80 frames on that shit. Like, usually Ubisoft like sabotage, just like Terry. Anytime a Ubisoft game comes out on PC, it's straight sabotage. But I must say, I'm impressed. This shit is running amazing. So I've been playing Far Cry 5. I played a little bit of Terry's about to be triggered. Final Fantasy 15. And a little bit of Dragon Ball. A little bit. I tried to get into it. I got wrecked because I haven't been playing. I kind of took a hiatus from it, and then I'm trying to get back into it. And now I suck again. So I've been getting.
Is it still choppy as the fuck on PC?
No, they fixed it, but I was triggered with them because that's why you have betas. You have betas on the console, I have it on the PC. You can't you can't test consoles fucking servers and expect the same results with PC. It's just not gonna happen. So you gotta test that shit. But that, and then I've been playing. I don't know what the fuck the name of this game is. It's like it's a mobile game, but it plays like God of War. Maybe because I just want to play fucking God of War. But
Jesus. Playing the Chinese. You're playing the Chinese version of God of War. Get the fuck out of here.
I absolutely play the Chinese version of God of War. And then I don't know what the fuck it's called. It's called Hanokai Imposter. I know it sounds so fucking stupid, but it's a Japanese God of War. So I've been playing that.
Exactly. She says, Pudsey said, you've been exposed.
Wait, hold on. Why? Because I said I played the fucking...
Exposed.
How am I exposed?
Exposed.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure it out. How am I exposed? Okay. I've admitted it. Exposed is like, I don't play mobile games, and then all you see me play is mobile games. So, I'm not exposed. All right.
Chuck,
let's get right into it.
Chuck says playing fighters on PC are trash.
Anyway, let's go ahead and get started.
He's been so long.
It's all fact, bro. Yeah? Ghost Town.
Let's take that away. Let's take that away. Alright, so,
You gotta put on those night visions, right, Chuck?
Chuck, you got 5.
Night
Come on, that boy.
Anybody out there? Anybody out there?
Who needs people when you got the moms?
Alright.
My people got a hat on them. What's good?
Alright. That's what I said. Don't feed them. First topic that we're talking about on our round table, God of War. I mean, like, literally, it's been a fever pitch with anything God of War in everybody's timeline, whether Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, wherever the fuck you get your social media fix. It's all about God of War and these fucking reviews that came out right now. And, honestly, I have the PlayStation 4 Pro God of War Edition pre-ordered, so I know Mike probably thinks I'm exposed because of that, but I'm not. You know, PC guys can still support other platforms and shit. So I'm gonna get that PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm gonna get that God of War and test it out. But I was kind of with. I don't want to shout out. Well, fuck it, I'll say. I think Hard 8 said it when he was shitty about the jump button. I was kind of on that same level. With God of War, I'm like. Without jump, how can it be good? And with all these reviews out right now, I was fucking wrong. I was dead ass wrong to think that way, even though I was still getting it. I was dead ass wrong to think about that. Maybe I should have opened my mind a little bit about what the vision was for this game, this version of God of War. Terry, I know you like God of War. When you seen the reviews, was that something that was expected, or were you kind of like iffy on it too with such a dramatic change?
I haven't looked at the reviews. I just know everything has been like super positive, but I haven't I've looked at them as I've seen like the number scores, but I haven't like read or watched anything on them. I was already expected just because I think it's because it's a highly anticipated game and it's a fan favorite. So I think there's a lot of biasness there that fans are gonna say it's great just because they're in love with it. Even if the game was semi-par. But I'm sure the game is really, really good. It's just, you know how I feel about 10 out of 10s. Nothing.
I know, nothing is
to me, nothing deserves a 10 out of 10. There's always room for improvement in one way or another. So that's just how I feel. But no, I haven't read anything, and I'm sure it's just a lot of biasness for the most part. That they're fans and they haven't played a God of War in a long time, so they're excited and they have nostalgia and they're like, oh my god, it's beautiful looking and this and that and the other thing, and that's all they're gonna be focused on
instead of like looking at like the intricate parts of the new.
Yeah, because I guarantee if they replace Kratos with an original character, then they would they wouldn't have that nostalgia, and then they would look at it a whole different way, guaranteed.
That's true. What's up, Frozen? What's up, Pudsey? What's up, Drakeology? Just shouting out. Did John show up yet? Because I know usually he's somewhere. Nope, not yet. All right. Just shouting out everybody in chat. I don't know. I don't have Twitch up. You got Twitch up, Terry?
I have YouTube up.
You got YouTube up? Yeah, because I can't.
Gunflame is out there.
All right. Preston, because I know you got a lot to say, man. Well, how did you? Let me ask you this. How did you feel about some of the fanboy blowback on that? Like, I know you saw some shit online, dude. Like, how do you feel about the reviews and some of the fanboy blowback?
I think it's stupid. I mean, no one cared when Halo was getting a 97 on Metacritic, or Forza Horizon 3 gets a 91 on Metacritic. No one cared about that stuff, you know? And like everyone's saying biasness and stuff. All the God of War games are in the 90s except for one of them. This is nothing new, you know what I mean? That's why I don't really understand a lot of the pushback over it. And then like a lot of people attacking Phil Spencer and stuff, I think it's also kind of stupid. I mean, it's kind of pointless to go attack them when they're probably trying to work on something right now. You know what I mean? So
Well,
I don't know. Twitter's been like a big shit show.
Yes,
lately.
Twitter has been fucked up. Like I just peeked in a little bit. I was like, oh fuck this, and I just fucking laughed. I'm like, hell no, this. I cannot believe the shit that's going on right now with this review.
Then there's like this review going around of the 8.5. You know, of like it says beautiful this, beautiful graphics, beautiful this, shitty combat. You know, repetitive everything else. And I was like, some fanboy wrote that review, and that's the only review that you see people talking about. It's like no one researches anything they look at. It's kind of dumb to me.
I know. I saw that, and he still gave it even then he still gave it an 8.5.
Yeah,
I mean, is that a bad score? No, that's actually still a great score.
It just his review made no sense. Like, how is the 8.5 if everything's bad?
Right. What's up?
I didn't understand it.
Yeah,
and he leaked it, so I mean, it kind of helps. You know, he did it before, like the embargo and everything. So it's like exposure for him.
Yeah, it was just fishing for fucking likes and shit. You know, fishing for exposure. Know his shit was gonna have hella looks, you know, at the post because it was the first one that got leaked out. But
the crazy thing is, most of the reviews, a lot of the people who are reviewing the game didn't care for Kratos that much. Apparently, if you read the reviews, they said everyone just saw him as this big angry dude who's beat the shit out of everything. Now they actually care about him. Like I never knew people didn't like Kratos that much.
Yeah, I mean,
there's
some reviews that came out that said that Kratos was more of just like a, you know, all he was is just pure revenge, and there was no layers to his personality.
The way he portrays him in the game is kind of one note because he's just a game, but his story is a little deeper than, like, his character story is a lot deeper than just being angry.
That's true. His story has layers. I think that's what they were going for when they first kind of built Kratos. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, now he's like super multi-layered. Like, I looked at a lot of the reviews. Most of them 10s. I think there were a few like 9.8s, and there was a few, 4.5 out of 5s and shit. But definitely a lot of masters and perfects and all that shit. I think there was one review that was 6.5 on Metacritic.
The lowest review I saw on Metacritic, I think, is like a 80. It was from like Twin Infinite, if you know who Twin Infinite is.
Yeah. Okay, so you gave it 80. Okay. Right.
Yeah, it was I don't know who the lady is because I don't read Twin Infinite, but yeah, she's the one that gave it an 8. She gushed about the game, so I mean, it's pretty good when all your reviews are above 8. So I noticed a lot of reviewers are women too, which is a little different than how it normally is.
Well, I mean, you game it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the Terri had made a post that kind of triggers.
Women gamers play a lot of RPGs though, so that's their niche. So it's to be expected.
Yeah,
it's only the male gamers that still are in that mindset. There aren't that many female gamers. That, you know, that's that whole cliche. But no, there are a lot of women gamers, and they're usually playing, you know, games like League, RPGs, or FPSs, and simulators. You know, like The Sims and stuff. But RPGs is really.
I was just talking about review wise for the type of game it is. You know, the violence and everything. It's a little. Yeah, I mean, you don't usually see women reviewing them that much, which is actually nice to see. It's what the industry needs to be expanded more.
I did appreciate that because it was like, you know, women play games, right? Like, you know, they fucking like to destroy shit just like we do. They have power fantasies. You know what I'm saying? Just like we do. You know, so it's just it was kind of good to see that. I'm glad you pointed that out because there was a lot of women reviewers. Like now that I think about it, I'm just thinking about the ones that I did read. There were women. Yeah, they reviewed it.
I want to point something out real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I want to point out that Preston has the perfect voice for a minion. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? His voice, it matches, his love for the minions. And if you ever make another Minions spin-off or whatever, and they want to replace Dave or someone, they should get Preston because his voice just fits.
His name too. Just call him Preston.
I mean, his voice fits.
I can go lower too.
Do it. Do it.
I would love to be a Minion voice though.
I
think
gonna
Minions
fucking
are
do it. If you don't do it, man, I'm taking a life away from you. And now I'm threatening him.
All right. Back on the gaming thing though. I did want to comment because you mentioned the one review with the guy with the 8.5, and he mentioned that things got repetitive, and I'm surprised more people aren't saying that because it's an open world RPG. It's guaranteed to be fucking repetitive. Yes. Guaranteed. That's how they make those games, 80 hours plus by giving the same missions over and over. So how come no one else is complaining about that?
But this isn't an 80-hour. This isn't an 80-hour game.
But still, that's one of the number one things. That is one of the number one negatives that people bitch about games is how it's freaking repetitive. But now this one, all of a sudden, that probably has repetitiveness in it, is not going to have that as a negative.
I think you answered your question though. You said 80 hours. They're not stretching it out to.
But I'm just saying, for an open world RPG though, even if it's not 80 hours, open world RPGs.
It's not an open world game.
It's not.
No, I don't think it's open. I think it has wide areas.
It's kind of like Tomb Raider. It's kind of like Tomb Raider, where you can backtrack if you want sometimes.
And there's some.
You know how the new Tomb Raiders were,
but not necessarily.
It's like
I played those. Yeah, it's open world, but it's open world to a point. Like you can only be in a certain area that they dictate at that time.
Yeah, they don't try to like overdo it like a Witcher game, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
They're doing a whole lot. That's why, like, in Parody there is multiple weapons. So if there's like, let's say the main story is like 20 hours, 25 hours, like they're saying it is, you need like 4 or 5 weapons. That's not that bad for a 25 hour game. Especially when you're unlocking like special things you can do with each weapon.
Yeah, and usually gamers will have like their favorite weapon and they won't switch to anything else anyway. So it's not like it's gonna matter.
Yeah, like if the other weapons don't do what the axe does, like when you can call the axe back to you, like I probably won't be using most of the other weapons.
Yeah, everyone's gonna have their own favorite and their own play style.
Right. Hold on, so Frozen says, why is it 30
Frozen
FPS?
had 2 questions there, Danny. Frozen had 2 questions.
He said, why is it 30 FPS? What's up, John? And he said, how many of Sony games are in the 90s on Metacritic?
Why is it 30? Why is it 30 frames per second? Is what they asked.
Yeah, that's what Frozen asked. Why is it 30 frames? Just answer that.
I mean, they were none of them were ever like 60 frames or anything.
Yeah,
I don't know why
all
this
of them
one
was
would be
60
any
up
different.
to this point. Yes.
This one has a performance mode that ranges between 40 and 60.
Yeah, 40 and 60.
That's basically what the older games ran about 45-ish. Like they ran unlocked. So I mean, it's not really much different than the older games.
The older games were, I think, they would dip into the 50s, but it was mainly 60. That was my
no, because the only one that is 60 frames is the remaster of God of War 3. That's why it feels so good.
Oh, okay.
It's always been an unlocked game. Like you go look at the performance of those games, and they're usually in the 40s, and they'll hit like the 50s. But I mean, they're like it's never been like a 60 frames per second game. But I think it's 30 frames per second as well for the sole fact that you can only move that camera so fast, and you don't want to make it too fast for people. You know how to do in the one-shot camera.
I definitely want that shit fast. It's a brawler. I don't want to slow.
It's also they're pushing these consoles like almost as far as they can go, like graphic wise. I mean, they could have made the game look worse and run 60 if they wanted to.
I mean, can they make a game look worse? I mean, they usually do a good fucking job.
I mean, look at what Neo did it, but Neo went from a 1080p game to a 720p game.
Damn, did he? Really?
Yeah, that game runs at 720p, 60 frames on the Pro.
Huh?
Which I think is a little low. I think it could do better than that, but I don't trust most Japanese companies when it comes to like performance and stuff.
I wish I had.
Unless it's like a fighter.
I wish I had that motherfucking soundbite. I'm gonna have to get that next time for the next show.
While we're also talking about God of War, it's sold out in multiple countries on Amazon.com.
So it's sold out right now in multiple countries.
Yeah, in multiple countries on Amazon.com.
Yeah, I have the console pre-ordered and I have the Stonemason pre-ordered. Yeah, I'm getting another console. Yeah.
God damn, man, give me one. So I don't have to fucking damn, so I ain't gonna buy it.
This and plus the merchandise is selling like crap. Yeah. Say speaking, Preston, you spent like $1,100.
Like crap?
Like
crap
you mean
right.
I don't like crap. I meant crazy. Make me
like, can I just buy some shit? I was gonna buy
this stuff is so crap, but we're still gonna buy it.
I mean, it sounded like crazy. That's what I meant.
A box of shit because I'm selling. Yeah.
But you know the Amiibo things they're pressing, but PlayStation brought out. They have
Tokotus. I can't even say that word.
Yeah, I can't even say the word, so I wasn't going to murder it. But they have
I had that button ready for you.
But they have a Kratos one they just brought out, and it's sold out. I talked to my GameStop rep, and he said, "Yeah, we sold that out within minutes."
Well, the Stonemason comes with them, so I think if you can find a Stonemason collector's edition, if it hasn't sold out, you can still get those with that. It's just $20 extra.
It was just too much.
Yeah. The little statue's only $10. The little statue's only $10, and you can go on eBay right now and get it. They're selling for like $40-50 a pop.
I'm already spending too goddamn much money right now on this PlayStation that I'm about to get. You know what I'm saying? Every time I look at that motherfucking price, I'm like, what?
Dre said right now, block frozen.
Oh shit, frozen. Don't tell me, man.
No, I'm honestly just happy that the studio turned around. You know what I mean? Like Ascension reviewed well, but it didn't sell that well, and it didn't review as good as the other ones. Then they were making a new IP and it got canceled, or it just wasn't turning out the way it needed to. So for them to turn around and release a game like this is pretty impressive. Like I'm actually happy they did the turnaround. It shows that other studios can do it too.
Yeah,
I can't wait for it. I have the deluxe edition pre-order, and I cannot wait to play it. That's another reason why I was pushing Ni no Kuni 2 so hard. So
let me just get this shit out the way. So
exactly, get ready for God of War.
That's why I beat Far Cry so fast.
Hell, it was the other day. Preston's there hounding me. He goes, "Come on, Mike, just push pause on Ni no Kuni 2 and come play Rainbow Six Siege. Quit being a fraud." I was like, "Motherfucker, I said I'm playing Ni no Kuni 2. I gotta get it beat."
Now, Chuck, I wanted to ask you, man, because I know you said that you weren't interested in it. So what? I just wanted to ask someone who's not really into it. What is it about, like the God of War series, or if it's just maybe this one, that is not piquing your interest?
I'm gonna get the game. It's not that I'm not into it. I'm just not hyped for it. When they first announced this game, it was definitely something that was on my radar because I've been playing. Everybody been playing God of War since PS2
forever and shit. Yeah.
It was so epic, man. I'm like, damn, where are they gonna take the series now? When they first showed it, I was like, my concerns when I first seen the game, that first 12-minute demo they showed, I think in 2016, I believe. I'm like, I don't know, man. Limited in this game. The combat, I've been saying the combat like forever. I'm not really feeling the combat in this game at all. It definitely reminds me of Rise. The thing I didn't like about Rise was like when I first started Rise, I was like in awe. Graphics, gladiators, everything, you know, and we started killing the same people over and over again. Like mid game, it starts to die, and I could kind of see doing the same thing for me. You know, they don't have any. You only have one weapon and a shield, similar to Rise. Yeah, you got your son that throw a little bow or whatever, but I just don't think the combat is going to be good enough to keep it to how.
They did say there's more than one weapon in the game.
Yeah, they did.
It's not just that. They're just not trying to spoil. Like they're just not trying to spoil a lot of it right now.
Yeah, because if you see the weapons,
Leon's
probably
trying to
gonna
get in.
be
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Based off of what god's gonna be in there. You know, you're probably gonna kill a god and get a new weapon. So I don't think they will.
Oh no, I haven't heard them say that because it's been said to me that it's only one weapon in the game and there's a skill tree for that weapon, and that's why you have your son, which is like kind of an assist and stuff like that. So if there's more weapons, cool, because that's what I actually liked about God of War. You didn't really use the other weapons that much, but you did switch it up, and you know was able to use like the fist of like fucking Hercules or something like that, or you do like other shit. And I just don't see it in this one. And he's slow. I'm really feeling it, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Right. I think the story is gonna be really, really good. You know, I do like how they trying to make him more humanized in this one, which I think is a good idea because, like you guys said, he has been on this path of revenge for like 3 games now, you know. And so it's good to see him kind of tone it back just a little bit and actually try to, go back to how he was before, his wife and child. He had to wear the ashes. He was kind of just like not like a regular guy, but he was more human before he became.
Well, he has like emotions now, and there's layers, and he's.
So I think that aspect is going to be cool, and the game is beautiful. And I'm not saying it's going to be a bad game, but from what I'm seeing, it's not clicking for me.
Chuck, let me tell you what triggered me, man. And I used the final round for this too, and I'll tell you about final round in a second. But man, when Kratos asked his son to help him get up this ledge, dude, I was too.
He's an old ass man.
Dude, but in the commercial, they show him jumping in the air and fucking slicing a monster that's like bigger than the whole fucking level. Like, if you can do that, you can defeat the ledge.
100-foot. He was fighting a 100-foot like creature.
Exactly. If you can fight a 100-foot creature, you should be able to get over the ledge. You know what I'm saying?
He was running up the back and everything. He was digital foundry video. He was running up the back and like he went down and slammed his axe into the head. I was like, damn, shit looked dope.
Well, shouldn't he be able to?
Like the boss battles look dope, in my opinion. Like I think that's gonna be like a solid. But this I don't know. I don't know, bro. Like I said, it reminds me so much of Rome, like to the T. And my hype for that, that's the reason I actually bought an Xbox One first before the PS4, because I was more interested in that game than anything that was on PlayStation at the time. It was just a total letdown for me. So that's why I'm really not trying to get too hyped for this, man, because I see too many similarities. I'm not saying it's going to be the same experience, but red flags, bro.
I've been bringing back the bad memories. I was like,
I've been burned too many times as Jen. I'm literally just trying to chill. Ghost Recon, like all these games I've been wanting, they've been terrible. So I'm just gonna, go into no low expectations, and hopefully the game is good. I want the game to be good, but I'm not really.
God of War, you know what I'm saying? It's like. You've played the other ones, and you know how much fun it was to kick motherfuckers' ass, and it's like you want that same experience. You want to feel powerful, and it's like, can you really convey power to a more, I should say, solemn Kratos? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you?
He still has power. I mean, he still got the execution and stuff there, but like I said, like the combat, it looks and clunky for some reason. It just doesn't seem like a how can I say, something like a Batman Arkham game or something, or Assassin's Creed. It don't have like no fluidity to it, in my opinion. He just look, it just look real clunky to me. I'm not really feeling it.
Now watch when you get to play that motherfucker, you be like, this shit is dope. Because I'm gonna be the same way.
Because
I got my reservations too. Because I got look, hey Chuck, I'm with you, man. I got my reservations too.
Did you play Hellblade?
Yeah, Hellblade was all right. Yeah.
What?
You
didn't play Hellblade?
Nah, I really had no interest in that, but I don't know.
Good man.
I'm not the type.
That's like an automatic life right there, Daddy.
Why?
I mean, I don't think that's a life, bro. That's a preference. That's a preference. You feel me? Like, I'm not saying that's a bad game. I'm just no interest in playing.
No, I was saying you, Chuck. I was talking about Terry over there. She said, "Good man."
No, she don't lose her life for that. She supports. Leon, what's up, man? I'm glad you can make it, man. Hey, introduce yourself and tell us what you're playing.
What's up? What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up? What's up?
King of Fortnite. The king of Fortnite is here.
It's been rough, man. Pulling myself away from that game, yo.
I can see you pulled yourself away from Fortnite to, hang out with the boys.
Yeah. What's up? I had to talk about these review scores.
I know you was ready.
That nostalgia kicking in.
Right. All right, Pussy, man.
I think it's dope, man. When I first seen the God of War, I felt like Chuck. It's kind of like, damn, like I want that old school style of gameplay. But I am willing for change. So I definitely have held my my thoughts about the game until I really get my hands on it and start playing it. But I don't know, man. That game looks like it's gonna be good. Like I seen a couple developer videos and shit, and that axe. That shit, even though I think it's probably one of the main weapons you're gonna use throughout the game.
Yes. I
heard the gameplay of it is just ridiculous. Like you could just go really far away and you could call it back to you and it breaks shit as it's coming back to you. Like it kills enemies and it just looks like it's really fun to fucking play. So
that right there made me think of that right there was making me think of Thor's hammer when he could throw it and
I believe that was inspiration. I believe that was inspiration behind it.
He can throw it and beat down enemies, and he can reach his hand out and it comes back. Oh, that was cool. I was like, dude, that's cool.
Yeah, one of the things that I think is really cool is that a lot of the environments are destructible now. So when you're fighting someone, you can kick them through 4 trees, and then basically the whole spot where you're fighting when there's a bunch of trees around, they're pretty much all destructible. So you can use them during your fight.
He said Crackdown. No, it ain't like Crackdown.
I don't know.
What is that?
That shit disappeared.
I don't know. I think that game is in TTR. I don't know what
game is in the game is in a sunken place right now.
The game's in a sunken place right now,
bro. I've been waiting, man.
Yeah, that was supposed to come out 2 years ago at E3.
That game broke down. That's what they needed for that shit.
Terrible. Oh man.
Yo, Chuck. it ghosted like the fighters on PC.
I'll tell you what happened. They seen that Spider-Man 3 trailer. Oh shit. We got to go back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board, bro.
Exactly. Hold on, I need to do.
They seen that Spider-Man. That shit fucked that whole shit.
I definitely think God of War is going to a cool experience. I've always liked the story of God of War, man. Climbing, trying to get to the top, and they finally get there. God of War 3 was so epic, in my opinion. That I don't know how they're gonna top that, bro. I mean, that is 3 games.
Man,
you building up for that for 3 games, so we definitely have to see where they go with this one. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be another one after this one, but
oh yeah, there
has a lot of pressure, bro. And I don't really care about the review scores, man, because I feel like people's just going overboard a little bit with it, man. I'm just being honest. You
think they're just got
this
like
is the greatest thing ever. People tell me about Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm like, that game was garbage. Like, so I can't really go by. Say, man, because we all different.
It's all subjective. Yeah, it's all subjective.
People use review scores, to inform their own bias. So, of
course,
I don't look into it. It's just I do think though with this, when you see review scores like this, though, it does get you excited because it's like, damn, like we got like a week to go, and people's hyping this game hard, like that have already played it. So there's got to be something in there that's getting people hyped for them to be giving them that kind of score.
Yeah,
I'm saying. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 5, Last of Us. I didn't feel the same way those people did when I played those games.
Like a lot of
people, I agree with you on Metal Gear. I definitely agree with you on Metal Gear. Metal Gear, I felt like wasn't finished.
Ash, man. Oh
no,
I did like a special.
This story was
special like boot camp that they had to go to, and they could only play like a certain amount of hours, and then they had to drop the review. So it was something different about their reviews, and just reviews and take like. You just have to go off of people like reviewers people you fuck with, like Demi, or like me, follow my channel, for real.
Shameless plug,
Right. Yeah, and if you really fuck with it, if it lines up with what you talk about or what you play, like if you know that person plays the same games as you, it's just like back in the day with your friends. You knew which friends you could listen to and be like, yeah. That's dope, and you knew which friends was giving you bullshit.
That's true, but you just gotta look at the reviews. You look at it and go, okay, I know this motherfucker's a fanboy of God of War, so anything shitty about it is gonna be not talked about. But you gotta kind of go to those outside sources, like you said, like Demi and.
So Leon, the question is, are you copping it and breaking the release date?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Yo. Fortnite done took over my whole gaming everything. Like, I'm gonna play God of War, but it's probably not gonna be day one. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm like fully committed to Fortnite right now. Like, there's no game that I want to play. Like, not even God of War.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even Dragon Ball Fighters.
Not even Dragon Ball Fighters.
Damn. What about
full-time Fortnite, yo?
What if you had to choose between Pokemon on the Switch or Fortnite?
Fortnite.
Ooh, okay. All right. Wow.
He probably hasn't even played the Switch hardly.
I know.
I haven't been playing anything else but Fortnite. Yeah. It's sad, but I've been having a lot of fun, so.
How much would you want for your Switch, though?
No, I'm not selling it. Hell no, I ain't selling it.
You ain't using it.
Akeyles, yo.
Nah, because I still need to be able to bust your ass when Smash comes out. So.
He's gonna bust your ass, damn.
We'll see.
Your ass getting busted too, Mike. What you talking about?
All right, come on through. I got the L's for you.
Smash for 3DS. I was putting them hands. No, Smash for you. I was putting them hands on you.
I remember that. I remember putting them hands on you in Dragon Ball. I remember that.
Hey, you got me. But play me now.
Let's go. He said, look at this shit.
I'm on Fortnite.
That sounds like
this motherfucker went back to the lab and shit. Like,
I'm fucking like 1v1 right now and shit. Yeah.
I got Drake. I got Leon. We can go.
Nah, I did get the new DLC though, but it's just Fortnite for me right now, man.
I cannot believe that, Leon, that you let it take over yet.
Just I want to play right now, you know what I'm saying? Like when the servers went down, I tried to go play the games, and it was like, nah.
Were you scratching this shit? You was like, I need that fucking Fortnite in my life. Was you like that or what?
I just put the controller down and just walked away, like.
Were you staring
try
out
to
of
play
a window
Dragon Ball, try to throw a couple of fireballs and shit. It's like, nah. Fortnite, man.
He's keeping his Switch around so when they put Fortnite on the Switch, he's going to have it.
I'll try it out. I'll dabble with it.
So he's like, I'll try it out.
It's got to work. It came out for the phone, so it's got to work.
Well, I mean, your microphone there, Danny.
That
is I got that Walmart microphone.
Oh, okay.
He got the last Radio Shack mic.
That hood special, yeah.
So using that karaoke star mic, is that what we doing?
Got that Toys R Us closing out sale, like.
Okay. Let's change it up a little bit. BAFTA. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but that is the British Game Awards, sort of. And they kind of surprised me on some of the games that they had that were like winners and losers. I kind of wanted to go over that list and kind of get you guys' opinions on the winners and losers here. Now I know Terry is going to be super triggered because Terry hates Hellblade, so we're gonna see where her triggered bar, how much it gets filled up here. Let's start off with, well, she probably will agree with this one, but artistic achievement, and the nominees were Cuphead, some game called Gora, Horizon Zero Dawn, which she's probably triggered about, Legend of Zelda, Uncharted, and Hellblade. And the winner for that was Hellblade. Hellblade won for best artistic achievement.
That's kind of weird because I don't know how that game won because it's not that. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into it.
No, you
like Cuphead. Anytime art is involved,
it's
Cuphead.
Very the game's very samey looking.
Between art.
Wait,
it's
what?
an artistic achievement. I thought Cuphead achieved some unthinkable shit.
Just say artistic is different than art.
Who thinks artistic is different? The art isn't the fucking word.
But Hellblade's the environments aren't that much different. I don't know. Oh, that's a weird one.
It's just one color tone. Hellblade is one color. The whole game.
And Horizon or Persona or Cuphead, come on.
Even Neo.
Weird.
I mean, not Neo, Nier. I don't know why it was called Nier.
Nier Automata was the shit.
Yeah, Nier Automata. That game looks beautiful.
Wait, are we talking about the BAFTAs? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, BAFTAs.
Hellblade.
Yes.
Yeah, Hellblade took 5 awards home.
Just wait till you see who won game of the year. Jesus
I know, and I'm triggered behind one of them, but we'll get to there. Best audio achievement, Hellblade, of course.
I would give it.
Wait, Zelda did. I don't think Zelda won anything, but like one award maybe.
I don't think
Zelda. You won too much. They're trying to give Zelda a break.
Yeah, I don't think Legend of Zelda won shit at BAFTA. Honestly,
Zelda won 1. I'm looking at it.
Okay, all right.
For being innovative, even though it's really not innovative.
Yeah. Best game of the year.
Hands down, best audio. Yeah, it had the best audio. Hellblade.
Yes, it did. It did. It had some real audio achievement. Now that I can see. But artistic achievement?
Audio, I agree with. Artistic, I would give that to Cuphead.
Cuphead, for sure.
That's literally what most of the hype was around the game, was like how beautiful the game was. Like how different it was.
I don't know how you look at Hellblade and look at Cuphead and say that game is
You don't
more
see
artistic.
any other games that look like Cuphead, you know?
There's none that look like Cuphead.
Hellblade and Horizon Zero Dawn, they all look, there's so many games that look like those games. There's nothing special about them.
It looked good, but it wasn't no artistic.
I'll say like the facial animations look good in Hellblade. I'll give it that.
But that's not really.
It wasn't anything I would say is better than Cuphead though.
Yeah, Cuphead.
Cuphead just looked phenomenal.
It just made you want to play that shit. Yeah.
I felt like I was in the cartoon.
Cuphead won the only word Cuphead won was music. Best music.
What? I mean, it had good music, but what about Persona 5?
Right.
Persona 5 didn't win anything.
Persona.
I feel like Persona 5
100 hours worth of music.
Yeah, Persona 5 didn't win.
Persona 5. God damn.
Yeah, they wouldn't even know.
One of the greatest RPGs we've gotten. That game doesn't get no.
Call of Duty was in this fucking category. Like, I don't even understand. So, God. Best game.
Call of Duty's sound was pretty good in that campaign.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. World War. That shit was intense.
When them trees started breaking, oh my god, that shit.
Yes, that shit was intense.
And the guns sounded all the guns sounded on point in that game.
Yes, I liked World War II.
That's every Call of Duty.
I liked the story for World War II. It was good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it should have won, but it had very good audio design.
That's why I can't take these awards so seriously.
I know. Listen. Best game. Okay, so you had Assassin's Creed, you had Hellblade, Horizon, Legend of Zelda, or Super Mario Odyssey, and the winner was What Remains of Edith Finch. Now, granted, the game was surprisingly.
Wait, which game?
What Remains
of
Edith Finch
so,
won Best Game.
It is a great game, but
it won over Mario.
It beat Mario, it beat Legend of Zelda, it beat Horizon Zero Dawn, it beat Hellblade, it beat
Horizon Persona wasn't even nominated.
No.
Like, who did this?
Now, this is weird. They got a
who made this fucking list? Like, shit was terrible.
British Game of the Year was Hellblade. What? Okay. I thought that was
Hey, at least PUBG didn't win Multiplayer of the Year.
Yeah, PUBG didn't get shit.
I feel like Fortnite should have won multiplayer.
Well,
Divinity Original Sin won, and I think it actually deserved it.
Divinity Original Sin 2 won the best multiplayer there, Leon.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I'm like, what? I don't understand that. Like, it beat Fortnite, it beat PUBG, it beat Splatoon, and Terry. It beat Star Trek, Bridge Crew.
I'm surprised Star Trek was nominated.
That game looked amazing.
I heard that shit was fun, though. Like,
game was fun.
The gameplay is fun, but I mean, just it looks so good. You know, like I played quite a few of the VR games, and that one is the best looking VR game I've played so far.
Divinity Original Sin 2 won Best Multiplayer. What?
Hey, at least it gets some award up somewhere, because everyone else hasn't been giving it shit. That's one of the best RPGs of last year.
It was, but Best Multiplayer?
It's so underrated. I didn't know it had multiplayer mostly, but everyone who I've talked to who talked about the multiplayer says it's really good. So won't know till I actually try it. It's coming to console soon.
I know, rip. Let's see.
It says rip.
Best Evolving Game.
That blew my mind there.
It's blowing my mind right now. It was the nominees were Clash Royale, Final Fantasy 15, which is weird, Fortnite, Overwatch, PUBG, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
Drum roll, please. You know what one? I do.
Wait. Don't even say what the winner is. Hold on. So this is... What's the category? Best Evolving Game?
Best Evolving Game.
Game as a service.
So to me, by that kind of a category, to me that means the game has evolved. So that means there has to be a previous version that it had to evolve from. Some of these games nominated were
a previous patch.
Evolving means the game is growing. It's adding stuff to the game.
It's evolving. Game changes.
It's becoming bigger. It's becoming bigger.
When Alien evolved, it wasn't like from another alien. It was that one alien that evolved.
Damn, yeah. Took it to a whole nother.
Look at the alien.
I was like, shit. No, that's true though. That's facts.
That is facts. But Overwatch.
Okay, I was gonna say I'd figure Overwatch. They keep adding a lot of content.
Doesn't fucking evolve though. Like Overwatch literally is like.
Overwatch.
It hasn't really evolved.
Yeah, Overwatch.
I mean, it won.
PUBG there, Leon.
Shit, you know my answer. I don't even got to say it.
I don't know why Final Fantasy was nominated because most of the DLC for Final Fantasy 15 is not that good.
Leon's like, it's taking L's.
Everything taking L's of Fortnite.
Fortnite should have won definitely for evolving game just because of all the content that.
Look how big it's got.
New maps.
Yeah, Warframe should have got that because Warframe they had such a huge freaking update not too long ago that was a game changer for it.
It was.
What about Sea of
Thieves? Warframe should be getting recognized for evolving. I mean, that game is so freaking old. They have quite the following yet.
I don't think it evolved. I don't think Sea of Thieves evolved.
No, but
I read their content plans and I'm like, they're adding a mechanic and an AI What the
Wait,
fuck?
they didn't have
Type
AI
of-
from the beginning? Like,
They did. It's
No,
skeleton.
they're adding a new AI. Like
Yeah.
they didn't say new, like multiple AI. They just said a new AI.
A new AI.
Like, what type of content is that? Like a new AI mechanics? That's all you're adding?
It's gonna be Poseidon with no body.
No more, nothing more like cool to the map. Like,
I mean, you got,
listen, man. Game is evolving, y'all. You gotta create your own story.
I don't want to get into CFs.
You gotta write your own
I-
story. Take a book out and write your story.
I hate when people are saying
shout
that.
out to those who
you gotta write your own
can make
story.
their good stories. Yes.
Whatever.
I mean,
okay.
it's fun.
Tell your own story, yo. Create your own path.
Come on, Chuck.
Alright.
I know. Come on, Chuck. I know you're a solid Xbox guy. Are you enjoying Sea of Thieves?
I'm not an Xbox guy. I'm not nothing, bro.
You said don't put that on me.
You just lost. Mike, you got 2 lives left.
Don't even joke about that.
No, Sea of Thieves is trash, bro. That game is garbage. I actually bought the game. I didn't even use Game Pass, man. That's just an L, man.
All the stories you hear about the game involve someone taking down a ship. Like it's literally ship. That's the only stories I've ever seen.
Now, you got the Kraken. All right.
The Kraken with
The Kraken lost a
the
life,
Kraken
man.
with no body.
First of all, the Kraken has no body. It's just,
And maybe that's gonna be the new. Maybe that's gonna be the new AI.
Invisible body.
Maybe that's gonna. Hey, maybe that's gonna be the new AI, right? They're gonna give the rest of the body. They can actually swim.
no, that is not the new.
Oh well, let's get back on track.
All right.
Instead of making fun.
Here's one that triggered me, and Terry, I know your trigger meter probably will fill 100% when I say this. All right. BAFTA, Best Original IP. Okay. Some the people on the list are Cuphead, some game called Gorogoa, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Gorogoa.
Gorogoa.
Yeah,
I heard about that game a lot. Like, a lot of people talk about it. I just haven't played it.
Night in the Woods, PUBG, and What Remains of Edith Finch. Terry, can you tell me what one original IP?
What, one original IP?
Yeah, what one best original IP?
It better have been Edith Finch, or I'm gonna just be upset.
It's not.
Then fuck them. They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
You know who it is? Horizon Zero Dawn.
Fucking Horizon. Nope.
It was the highest. It was the highest rated.
game.
I mean, it is
Highest-
original.
it's the
Yeah, it was
highest
original back when it was Turok.
Oh.
No,
Wasn't Turok a first-person shooter?
They're like a first-person shooter. So
This
you
game
can't
would
really.
get a bow and arrow.
Look, when I
You
saw
can't really-
this,
Do we not have other games here that change perspectives? Because I'm pretty sure we all have played a series that started out at like first person or third, and then it switched to, like, oh, Far Cry.
Turok
That used to
has
be first person. Guess what? Now it's not.
But Turok still.
Turok
You
is
still have
still
first person,
first-person.
but you know what I mean? Like, there's other ones that switch.
You might as well start comparing it to Wolfenstein, and if that's the case.
Yeah, I said you can't compare Turok and Far Cry Primal to Horizon.
well, maybe
Just because they have dinosaurs.
Especially Far Cry.
They're not
Primal.
really dinosaurs. Majority of those are just regular animals. You have a giraffe, but they call it a dinosaur. You have an alligator. You have, you have a fucking, elk type.
I mean, alligators.
You have a fucking horse.
Alligators were around back when the dinosaurs.
They are, but you know what? They're calling fucking horses and gazelles dinosaurs, and it's stupid. They're not fucking
Well,
dinosaurs. You got that
they
giant
never
fucking
called
giraffe.
them
Well,
dinosaurs.
listen, nobody
They
told
made
you to
it.
compare it to Turok.
You have a fucking bird. No, it's a dinosaur. No.
So what's your reasoning
you're-
for comparing it to Turok?
Because you have to go and you hunt giant animals. I mean, it's basically they took the same principle from that. But no,
It's more
majority
like-
of the
it's more
stuff they
like-
copied.
It's more like
majority
Monster
of the
Hunter.
stuff-
Yeah, it's
Majority
more
of
like
the
Monster
stuff
Hunter than
copied
it
in
is.
Horizon came from freaking Far Cry Primal, though. It did.
A lot of it came from Monster Hunter, like the crafting and everything.
I just don't know why you chose Turok of all. It's like so random. It's like
Because there's similarities in that too. But the number one thing that I see that they copied though is
Every game
freaking
is
Far Cry
bound to
Primal.
another game. The game was literally being made like
listen, here's the thing about Horizon that triggered me. It's a new IP, but is it original?
No, there's no such thing as original.
Yeah, it is.
There's no such thing as original. Every story has been told. Everything has been done. All you're doing is rehashing and changing the little and changing your freaking things are.
It's a new IP though. That's why it's original.
Yes.
Hold on.
How is that original for just being a new IP? Congratulations, I made a new IP. I automatically need originality.
Let me ask you a question. How many shooting games are there? How many racing games are there? You tell me you can't have an original racing game? You can't have an original shooting game?
It's like being hyped for Need for Speed. It's like, why?
Because I like Need for Speed, but I'm never going to claim it's original. There's no such thing as original anymore. Everything has been done.
It was like the 20th Need for Speed game.
Yeah, and Horizon's like the 500th RPG game. Who gives a shit? You know, who cares? There's nothing original about it.
Oh Lord!
Damn.
Chuck.
Chuck, oh Lord!
What's going on?
Anyway, original IP means a new property, and Horizon is definitely a new property.
Is it original?
It's probably the only. That and Cuphead are the only. That and Cuphead are the only two games on there that's probably going to actually become
I would say
Cuphead
would probably be either that.
They're going to get sequels.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
How is PUBG on here? Best original property. H1Z1 literally was before PUBG, and before that DayZ. Literally, how is this an original property?
Because they don't know what original means. That's why you have, a game
original.
Like
We're not speaking about it. We're not speaking about it in the same context that you are. You're saying that there's nothing original at all because nothing is new under the sun, and they're referring to new IPs and video games.
That's what it is. A new property. It's an original property is what they called it.
I mean, obviously, there's nothing new because everybody is just innovating things and taking things that have already been done and making them better. But what they're talking about is what game that is an original IP that is new to gaming as far as the title, the story, and all of those things put together. Horizon is a new IP.
It's a new
IP. They literally had to buy a new. They had to copyright. They had to trademark the name. It's a new IP. Jesus Christ.
You do know that words change determined on the context that they're being used in. So we're not talking about originality. Is it the first game with a bow and arrow? No, it's not.
No, but you also said that story was a factor, and there's no such thing as an original story.
So you're telling me that there's another Aloy in gaming right now
with a different name, because like you said, he changed the name, so just change the name. That's why we have Avatar. It used to be Pocahontas. They're original.
So then what's the point of making new games? What's the difference between playing a Halo and a Call of Duty? It's you have to have games within the same genre that are new. You know what I'm saying? It may not be original in the sense that it's the first shooting game.
That's a whole other argument. I mean, I don't care if they want to make other games that are similar. That's fine, as long as they're fun. But don't go and say they're original.
It's called an original.
We're talking about new IP
that wasn't used.
Terry. You're stuck on the fact that
you're telling me
not original in the sense that it's the first.
You have zero clue what you're talking about.
Right? There's literally a Chinese company. They took Overwatch and Paladins, right? They completely copied the game and gave it a different name. So should they get credit for originality because they coined a different name?
It's called an original property, Terry, and it's an original property.
We're not talking about it being the first of its kind ever.
I'm not saying it's to be the first of its kind, but you're saying because it coins a name that makes it original?
It didn't win for innovative. It won for original property because it is an original property.
Is it an original IP?
It is an original IP. That is true.
Let me ask you. You said it's not original because it's exactly like Turok, right?
That's what she
said. It's exactly like Turok. I'm saying there's a lot of similarities, but no. And I keep saying it's copied more things from, Far Cry Primal and Monster Hunter or whatever than Turok.
But if you add something different and mix it well together, that's not original?
No. Because because you can literally just do something stupid like, okay, I'm gonna take a first-person shooter, make the exact same game, but now I'm gonna do it in third person. Guess what? I'm original. It's the exact same game. You just got different.
So what open world game has
or I'm gonna have a game where I'm
running
gonna go make a first-person shooter, but I'm gonna no, you don't. No, just changing one little aspect does not make it original. No. What are you gonna do? Say I'm gonna make a game and I'm gonna call it Blue. It's gonna be this game called Blue.
But that's not what we're arguing. We're not arguing if it's original. We're arguing if it's an original property, which it is.
It's literally what the award is called. Oh my god. What are we arguing about?
That's what I was trying to get you to understand. No one's arguing that it's not original as far as originality goes, but it's an original property. That's what we're saying.
All right. Okay.
Well, all right.
Yo, shout outs to Big Jersey, aka Bobby.
I was trying to see what the rest of the shit on this list. Okay, best debut game. I thought Cuphead should have won this one, but the nominees were Cuphead, Gora Gora, Hollow Knight, Night in the Woods, some game called Sexy Brutale, and Slime Rancher. Haven't heard too many of them.
This award is
and
crazy.
Cuphead for sure, but Gora Gora won that for best debut game. I thought Cuphead did a hella good job debuting because of all the not necessarily hype, but so much like gratitude from gamers of just kind of like doing something a little different than the norm as far as the art style goes. I thought it had an amazing debut, but I guess Gora is killer. I need to fucking look this game up and see what it is. I bet it's a fucking dating sim, but I need to see this shit. See what it is. Let me see what the fuck
Debut. Gora. Like I said, I heard a lot about it.
I'm trying to see what Goro.
I never heard of it.
It has a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's a puzzle game. Made by one person.
I see.
A non-original puzzle game.
Let's
not go there again.
It's on the Switch, so I might check it out on the Switch.
There you go.
Who would have known it was on?
It looks kind of cool though.
Yeah, Akeyles, you funny, man.
Yeah, I know. Akeyles throwing the little fucking jabs and shit.
But yeah, when they say debut game, they mean like the first game from that studio. It's not like Horizon's not a debut game.
It's a debut.
I would say,
so it's awarding like new people coming into the industry.
I'd still give it to Cuphead.
Don't most of those companies have other games though that they did first technically that maybe didn't get off? So technically, would it still be a debut game if they had like 10 failures before it?
Cuphead was made by 2 people who never made a game.
Yeah,
Goro is made by 1 dude who's never made a game.
Yeah, one guy. Hollow Knight.
Is a new studio.
Team of 3.
Yeah, Night in the Woods was a studio made up of like people who made. I think it was BioShock. I don't remember.
Yep,
Usually, game developers have to make games in college and stuff. So you can't say they never made a game because they wouldn't have gotten their degree without making a game.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been a debut.
You got like prototype, so if you don't finish the game, technically you didn't.
Yeah, I would say.
But still, one of the things you have to do to pass is you have to make a game.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to.
Yeah, but those aren't games that they're releasing.
If I start making a chair,
I don't think they meant
these are games that are being sold to people, not games that they're made for a class that a teacher's gonna play.
Well,
but still, they still made a game.
And if one of these was made in a class and they released it, that it would have been nominated. That's what part of the debut is.
And aren't there? I don't know where I've seen it, but I thought there was a thing where they do nominate games that were for school.
Well, that was a different award show. That was the Game Awards. It was like a bunch of people in school who made like certain games, like 1 or 2 people.
Well, I mean, it was
don't
just
remember who won
interesting
that.
that best debut is like a game that I've never fucking heard of. But now that I look it up, it does kind of look like a cool puzzle game actually. And now now that they're kind of pushing that, I may check it out because I do like puzzle games and shit. It don't always have to be about shooting or fucking fighting. It could be.
Man, I played the shit out of I Spy when I was little.
Hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I can't believe you remember that shit, but yeah.
Man, I used to go library. Right, I used to get them all. It's like,
Let's see, what do they have? Best mobile game. Some game called Bury Me, My Love. Golf Clash. Gora Gora, I guess is out on mobile. Cammy 2. Monument Valley 2, which I've heard of. And Stranger Things, the game, which triggered me to no fucking end.
wait, Stranger Game? That has a game?
Yeah, what? Dude. It's like a fucking isometric, top-down, almost like a shooter puzzler. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like Legend of Zelda mixed with Metal Gear, like the old school Metal Gear. Yeah. I was triggered behind it. But Golf Clash won. A lot of people kind of actually been playing this. I do remember seeing this get a high score, Golf Clash.
Kirozin said it's a great and very creative puzzle game. Goro, or whatever you said it's called.
Yeah, like I've heard people talking like highly of the game, so I'm not surprised that it's getting nominated. Just outside of like the gaming industry, I don't hear anyone talking about it.
That's true. But like you said, now that they've kind of pushed it, pushed that narrative, I might check it out actually.
There you go.
See what it's about. Best music nominees are Cuphead, a game called Get Even, Hellblade, Horizon Zero Dawn, Legend of Zelda, and What Remains of Edith Finch. And the winner was Cuphead. Yeah, Cuphead's music was it fit the art aesthetic for sure.
I like the music of Cuphead. It was good.
Was Persona not allowed to be nominated? And like
I don't know what the fuck
since it came out, because it came out in Japan the year before, or it's like
it said for games 2017.
It's kind of weird. It's not nominated for anything: narrative, music, graphic.
It literally says on their site, it says 2017 nominations presented in 2018. So Persona should have been on this list somewhere.
Well, Persona originally came out in 2000.
Was it 16?
2016. Yeah, it came out in Japan December or November. Or actually, it was September.
That's right. It did come out there
first,
and then it came to the West. That's right. Oh.
So maybe that's why.
I totally agree there, Kerosene. Persona 5's OST is great. It's amazing.
Persona 5?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not nominated for anything.
No, nothing. It's not on any of these lists at all. Splatoon.
I might have to go check out. Was it nominated for any 2016 ones?
I don't know, and I don't know where to go back.
Shit's baffling.
I know.
BAFTAs are baffling me, right?
The baffling BAFTA. I don't understand, but so that was the BAFTA Awards. That was your British Game Award nominees and winners. Overall, I felt the nominees and winners were kind of weird. And usually, they kind of say British are like intelligent, but after looking at this list, I know I sound fucked up, but I beg to differ. Just some baffling choices on this list, and Horizon.
BAFTAs are more well known for their movie awards than they are their game awards. So,
and I can tell.
You can see why, because they like a lot of weird stuff,
like all that foo shit. Yeah, but
like I said, what remains to Edith Finch? So, but I don't know. I didn't think it was like a game of the year.
I haven't bought the game. I bought it when it was on a flash sale. I haven't started it yet, but I'll maybe start it after God of War.
Kirozin said, I mean, it's just some opinions in the end. Yeah, it is someone's opinion.
Everything's
everything, just like the reviews are like any game, it's all subjective.
Yeah, I mean, it still triggers me though. I mean, like even if it is somebody's opinion, and and everybody can admit to this, you do get triggered. Because if it's something that you like or you know that it deserves the accreditation, it just...
Since we're speaking of games, A Way Out, it's finally sold 1 million copies.
Good. I'm glad. A Way Out was fucking
game. Such a good game.
Amazing experience.
Which means 2 million people played it.
Yep. I think,
well, yeah, that's true.
I think we might get a sequel.
Probably more like game sharing and everything.
You think we'll get a sequel?
I'm actually...
For sure.
I don't think we'll get a sequel. I think he's already working on a new game.
I don't think it'll be same type of game.
We don't need to get talking about that game, like the endings and everything.
Oh, I ain't gonna talk about
No, I don't spoil it. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that game needs a part 2. I think they just need that same type of style of game, maybe with, you know, different lead protagonists, but
do something even bigger. Like, it sold 1 million copies, which means they did really well.
Yeah.
So I mean, do something bigger with the co-op, because the co-op they did was brilliant.
Yeah. Imagine them
doing like an even bigger game, and like just keep getting bigger, working their way up. I think it'd be cool.
And I told you, Dan, you wait a couple days or wait next week or something. I'll play it with you. Save you $30.
Oh no, I watched you play with Akeyles.
It's still fun. It's still fun.
I ain't gonna lie though, y'all live stream had me fucking dying, but
it's like it'll be fun. I like the concept.
Yeah, it's so
have you played it? Have you played it, Chuck?
But it's definitely something I'm interested in. Like I said, I definitely like sure about the whole split screen thing. But I watched like a few streams on it. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm not going to even front. It looks pretty cool. So
I'm with you.
I might check it out.
I'm with you on the bandwagon.
For an indie studio to pull off what they did with the split screen and co-op and everything, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on there because I'm not a big split screen kind of person. I'm like,
It's dope at times, but at times you kind of wish you had your whole screen because it makes it easier. It makes it easier to look on their screen because there's like a mission where like a cop is walking by and he's supposed to tell you when the cop is coming by, but you can just look at their screen. So I feel like there is times where like they should have had like a single screen and then go into the double screen and like, you know, transition back and forth.
They did have some of those moments though. I did like there was a moment where I guess you guys
just a couple months when you're driving the car and everything.
Yeah, because it's like you were trying to escape out of when you were trying to first get out of the prison, you had to kind of like split up, and then I guess you were getting chased by police, and the camera would pan into one person, and then as that situation played out, it would kind of like almost like movie transition into the other person's like main screen, and you could see them kind of get out of a hairy situation, which I did kind of see some of that. Maybe they just needed more of that, where it was kind of a more back and forth instead of a lot of split screen. But like I said, what I've watched, it looked amazing. It looked so fun. It's definitely funny as fuck too, trying to work together and shit. So you know, shouts out to those dudes, man.
It's definitely pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah. I think they did. The passion was there. You know, I said it before. The passion.
Fuck the Oscars.
Was there. Yeah, fuck the Oscars. That dude was drunk as fuck.
Screw that thing. Fuck the BAFTA.
He said, hell yeah, fuck BAFTA. That's it. I hope he comes out and do that shit too.
Jersey said spoilers, Dan. Spoilers.
Well, but that's like literally in the first fucking 10 minutes. Like it's not even spoilers. Like when I watched it was first 10 minutes. So you've seen it in the trailer. What I described, so it's not really spoilers. Maybe a little bit, a tiny bit. There was a small part, but nothing that you'll fucking send me IMs about cussing me the fuck out. We are on our open topics portion. Has anybody got anything they kind of wanted to throw out there? Anything I missed? Anything you guys want to cover?
We had apparently the secret project of the new BioShock.
BioShock, there was I guess they're actually working on a new BioShock, right?
And it's not being made by the studio who made the first ones. It's actually like there's like a top secret studio on making it for 2K.
Are they rebooting it or what?
I don't know. I mean, after the third one is kind of, you know, it could go either way.
Well, that's true. It could go either way.
I read that, and I also read about Hangar 13. You know, people who made Mafia 3.
Mm-hmm.
They're struggling right now to even like start making a game. They I got this from Jason Schreier I don't know if I'm saying his name right. He's a pretty good inside industry person. He went to go see Hangar 13, like the actual studio.
Mm-hmm.
He said that they had an idea for Mafia 4, and then they scrapped it, and then they started making a new IP or something, and they ended up scrapping that. So, I mean, they need to be careful, or they could get closed.
Yeah, all those assets that they're wasting and shit. Yeah, you gotta. All that stuff costs, you know, and that has to eat up some man hours and cost to keep, you know, coming up with something, getting something mocked up, worked on a few months, and then scrap it.
Yeah, because you think about it, Mafia 3 came out 2015? I think 2015, which was 3 years ago now. If they haven't even started making another game, that could be another 4 or 5 years right there, especially if it's a new IP.
Damn. Well, that's a long ass time.
And when you're a publisher, is 2K. You got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to be real careful because you'll have to be shut the fuck down, especially if
the game
isn't up to par.
They're gonna be like, look, they're like, you ain't no rock star. You ain't selling no 90 million copies.
Right.
Because you know, Rockstar does whatever they want.
Rockstar sold. Go ahead.
Jersey TV said 2016, Preston.
2016. Well, 2 years. It's been 2 years, and they haven't even started on a new game because they had to scrap the last two.
God, I can't see. That is definitely hurtful for a studio to have to scrap a game after they didn't already put resources into it.
And it's like it's a brand new studio. The only game they made is Mafia 3. And that game sold really well. Completely dropped off because it sold like 4 or 4.5 million like the first week or two. Then like total, they released sale numbers and it was like 5 million. So like after like the opening like month of that game, it just went.
Mafia 3 was fucking dope though. I mean, some people kind of hated it, but I swear to God, I had a great time in Mafia 3. That shit was. It had me in my motherfucking.
I'm not even gonna talk about my opinions on it. I just worked for the studio.
And listen, I had, you know, I was in my feelings a little bit, you know. I was like, you know, motherfuckers.
You're always in your feelings.
Shit. Well, shut the fuck up.
The thing is, like, this industry is a tough place to be. Listen. You're already seeing people like who's the Dead Space people? They were the studio.
They got fucking buried though, right? Like they're
EA closed them. I forgot what their name is.
Shit. But you know, Mafia 3 was a testament to taking a chance, especially with a sensitive subject like racism, and putting it at the forefront of the game, which I absolutely commended the developers on because they weren't fucking scared of the shit. They said, you know, we're gonna put it right there. The game is gonna be in your face. The racism is in your face, but also the violence. And the story was, even if you didn't like the gameplay, you still have to admit that fucking story was just so rewarding. And it's kind of rare nowadays to have like a super rewarding story that makes you want to like fucking look at all the fucking replays again of it and shit.
They could do something really cool. Just like I said, hopefully they can pull it out.
I got faith.
That's where like both those stories like came out at the same time. That and the new BioShock.
They just need to. What they need to do is just decide on what they want to work on and just fucking put their heart into it, instead of being wishy-washy. Because, like you said, that'll get you closed down. I did.
You can't scrap ideas anymore.
Right. Big Mike.
Yo.
You got that screenshot?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I sent it to you.
You sent it to me? All right, but I want you to read that quote. But what I wanted to talk about was Ryan McCaffrey. Now, he, you know, this subject is about to get a little fucked up. But hopefully I can kind of keep it contained. But, you know, Ryan McCaffrey, he goes on Twitter and he kind of makes a comment about a little bit about like what God of War is doing right now and like the status of where PlayStation is. And you know, I'm a PC dude, you know, but I can recognize success. You know, you can have your choice of platform that you play mostly, but you can still have a mindset that you can recognize success. And PlayStation is, just as a brand, has been successful since fucking PlayStation 1. But that's just a little context, and I want to read this comment. You said you sent it to me, Mike?
Yeah, I sent it to the platform chat.
Yeah, I read what he said. I didn't agree with the whole took them 10 years. But...
Yeah, I'm getting ready to
Yeah, that was. I don't know what the hell he was talking about with that. He sounds stupid.
Here we go.
They were releasing critically acclaimed games like for a long time.
I just want to make sure I read it so I don't fucking sound like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when I get triggered. So he says on his Twitter page, Xbox fans are dying to celebrate a masterpiece level exclusive like God of War. Thing is, though, it took Sony 10 years to get to this point where their first party is firing on all cylinders. This work started in the PS3 era. Xbox can/might get there, but it's going to take a long time. All right.
That's like saying God of War, Infamous, and fucking Uncharted never existed in PS3 days.
Yeah, I mean, like, and you know, and he wanted to kind of like jab back at people saying, you know, kind of like we don't know or we're taking his shit out of context, and it's like you can't take that out of context. What you said, you basically said PlayStation was not successful as far as their first party. For at least the last 10 years. And, motherfucker, you're a game journalist. Like, you had to have existed in a time frame from when PlayStation 1 first came out to now. And you have to know that that's the whole point of Sony, is their first parties. It's just like Nintendo. Their first parties is what really drive, you know, those exclusives is what drive that positivity for Sony.
Exclusives? I don't care how you downplay or what. Exclusives matter. I don't care who you are. Exclusives is what sells a console.
There's literally people buying a PS4 just to play God of War.
Yeah. Me. I'm literally that motherfucker. I am that person.
I would say, look at Danny. He's a perfect example.
When Uncharted 4 came out, there's a lot of people who buy them to play Naughty Dog games. They matter. Like, then you get games like Bloodborne, and you bring in the Dark Souls people.
And now,
that's what I said earlier when I said that when I bought the Xbox first. Like, Rise was literally the only reason I bought the Xbox One.
Right.
Because you're gonna play the multiplats. Regardless, you know, you definitely want something that makes the console stand out. And it's like, man, like, you don't have to like the games, but you know, they're there. So Xbox, like the Xbox One, with like the first year and a half or so, they actually had a lot of cool games I enjoyed. Max Curse of the Brotherhood. They had shit like that, you know, that wasn't like huge games, but they was actually good games. I was actually enjoying my Xbox a lot, and then they just fell off. Like it's kind of crazy what happened that fast, man. And you know, Sony, all the shit Sony put out either. I don't, you know, but they just having more quality stuff that people want to play, and that's where everybody's going right now. That's just the fact. And I don't know what Ryan was saying, talking about, oh well, it took 10 years. I mean, like the last 2 or 3 years of the PS3, everything it was actually kind of crazy. You know how that happened, because Xbox has kind of died after Kinect. Like once Kinect came out for the 360, that whole console just started to like crumble, and it never around because they was trying to copy the damn Wii U, and I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, they were trying to get
the Wii. I'm like, why did you do that? You know, 360 was on top, man. It had everything you want. and they just went full blown Connect, man. I was just like, what the hell happened to this console?
Remember how they killed Rare too? Remember they bought Rare to do Connect games and shit, and then fucking like disemboweled.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I'm like, what are you doing?
Had Banjo Kazooie could have been a fucking Xbox exclusive. Like, I didn't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
didn't they release Sea of Thieves after 4 years? And you're like, what?
Garbage. It's pure garbage.
But the game would be fine if it had content after 4 years. That game should be. Man. That game should have a plentiful world, like a lively world, and everything.
And that's the reason I bought the game instead of going. Because I'm like, dude, I have like shit to do, like you said in the game. You selling with your friends, man. I think it was a dope idea. That's why I was on board with it. I didn't really play too much of the beta because I wasn't really feeling the beta like that. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna wait for the regular game because I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a lot more than what's presented in this game. So I'm like, I wasn't really feeling the beta at all. I'm being honest, man. Yeah. I took a leap of faith and I just fell flat on my face.
I played the alpha. Like, I was in the alpha for like a year and a half. And when the game came out, it's really not that much different than it has been for the last year. They added like the raids and stuff like that, but it's really not that much different than what the alpha was, which kind of surprised me. I mean, I had like expectations set based on what I played in the alpha. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, there should be a lot more than this. And then when the game comes out and it's not, it's like, and then a lot of people are paying $60 for this and they're getting burned.
Well, here's the thing. When I first played it, like with everybody here who was playing, I had a great time. Honestly, I had a blast playing fucking Sea of Thieves. But then you come to that realization, like after the third, after the fifth mission, you go, okay, so kill skeletons, get the same fucking treasure, and repeat. And then the PvP, like, you want to battle. Like, you want to battle for the treasure. You look at PvP and it's like 3 boats in the server. Like, what kind of fucking shit is this? You know what I'm saying? And then one of the boats so fucking good, you just get trolled. Or if you're the best one in the server, you're just trolling the shit out of the weaker players.
And then they have a broken prison system.
Well,
like,
you can vote
if you're like playing, you're by yourself and you get into a squad, they'll put you in the jail cell for like no reason. You're like, the fuck?
They did that.
We did that. We locked fucking Mike up. Mike kept ringing that goddamn bell.
It's like, it's a good idea.
Your reason in jail was justified, okay? Right. But joining with randoms and they just throw you in a jail cell just because you're the random one out, that's not cool.
Right. It defeats the purpose of the game. Like, I don't know how that was like such an oversight.
I was making music. I didn't deserve to be in jail. I was making music.
I mean, I mean, you can say the same thing about Rainbow as well. I mean, you get kicked out of a match the moment you join, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, you get kicked out the match the moment you join a Rainbow match, or you pick a character someone likes. And you're like, what the fuck?
Now,
it's kind of broken systems half the time.
Now, let me read this, what else Ryan said. Now, he says, now I thought this was funny, even though it was a jab back and a shitty jab. But
should read what Phil Spencer said too.
I'm about to read it right after that. So he says, boy, this tweet really turned out to be a fanboy Rorschach test. I hollered when I heard that. I was like, okay, yeah, that was a good jab back, but really you still sound so fucking clueless. Like, you're literally don't he used to work for IGN or still work for IGN? I can't remember if he does or not, but dude, you've been around games forever. Like, how could you even think that is a real thing? So Phil Spencer, now he was replying to the comment, I guess, that he made about Xbox, could be there, but it's going to take a while. So Phil Spencer says, our hardware took time, our service platform, backwards compatibility took time, and continuing to grow our 1P, one player will take time. A high quality and diverse one player, yes, with SP, built
with right story,
way, right, or built the right way is our goal and what our customers deserve. We can have similar results to what we've seen in HW and platform.
He's acting like this is their first console they've ever made.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
Backwards compatible was a priority. What?
So backwards compatibility was over having an original IP that represented the system. Like that's why I couldn't understand what the fuck that was. Like,
imagine having new games and backwards compatibility.
That would be
fucking amazing. But
he said
it just seems like they're so focused on one thing.
Yeah, he said it came multi-task over there, bro. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he said,
and they're like
service.
They're owned by someone who's like 10 times bigger than fucking Sony.
Exactly, I was about to say that. I'm not trying to be fanboyish or anything, but I mean, I have an Xbox One, and they're over there like, look, we gave you backwards. Yeah, I can't even say it right now, but because we have no first-party exclusive games, here, settle for this.
They made a console more powerful a priority over making games for the OG console that 30 million people supported. It's fucked up.
They were hyping up on the new Xbox show they aired. What was it, a couple of days ago? That they're bringing KOTOR on 4K enhanced. I'm like, I mean, KOTOR is great, but
KOTOR.
The games look great, but wouldn't it be nice to have a great looking, like, brand new first party IP, or not even new, like?
For real,
man. Saying all that matters is graphics. Like,
I mean, all Xbox is proven to be is a weak PC. It's literally what it's like. It's literally what it is. Like, it used to be a joke.
PC actually got exclusives,
It's literally what it is now.
Oh shit! I sound fanboyish now.
Because all these games you can play on your Xbox right now, like the backwards compatible, you could play those on PC right now. For the last since they came out, you can play them on PC.
Yep,
absolutely.
Oh,
and you can play your games on PC. Granted, Windows Store is shit, but.
And you know what? As a PC gamer, I'm like, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep releasing them games on PC, so I can play them. Fuck it.
Like they're doing a lot of great stuff, but as the games is what matters the most. That's why you buy a console. I understand multi-plats and everything, but you want something that makes your machine special too.
I mean, well, like, you want to feel like your investment matters, you know?
I know it can kind of stupid saying makes your piece of plastic sound special, but isn't it cool to have a game like God of War that only if you own that console you can experience? It's pretty cool. That's why you buy them. Like, what's even the point of buying a console like that?
Like I said, the whole reason I own my Xbox is Gears of War. That's the only reason I buy an Xbox. Like, Danny only reason why he bought a PlayStation 4 is God of War.
Gotta have it.
Look, I support Microsoft a lot, and I just expect more of them. That's why I'm hard on them. I own the Project Scorpio Xbox One X. I own the Gears One S. If they release some cool Halo one, I'll probably buy it too. I just wish they.
I feel like
better as a gamer.
Like, they really don't have like that go-to game like the 360. I got my 360 when I seen Gears of War. I'm like, I need that.
Dude, you know that like, shit was
that's the game. You buy the 360, man. Nothing else. That was the game. Cause I'm like, I ain't never seen no shit like that before. I was blown away.
After they got rid of the, past their Red Ring of Death there, Chuck, they had solid games. The 360 era did. They had some solid games. Yeah. I enjoyed my 360.
They had some of the dopest JRPGs last generation.
Yeah, it's actually where I started gaming with Terry and met her. I mean, we'd sit for hours. Me and Terry would sit there, just game on a 360. From
those were the days, bro.
Remember how good Bayonetta was on fucking Xbox 360? Yeah. Chuck, you ever play Bayonetta?
You'll never get that back, bro. These are like special, man.
Chuck, did you play Bayonetta?
Yeah, I didn't really like Bayonetta, bro.
Boy, that shit was dope as fuck on 360, man. Like, it ran better than the PlayStation version. Like, it was just so.
Yeah, that PSP version was shit.
Remember that PSP version was shitty.
That was the whole thing they had. They had the better exclusives. They had. Everything was optimized better on the 360 because it was just easier to program for. Like, everything was like it was just so perfect, and I don't understand why they just didn't like try to upgrade the 360. They went totally left with this Xbox One, and I don't understand it, man. It's kind of it's weird that they fell off this far. Like they really fell off the map with this.
Well, because you know what, they realized that they want to get into that mobile type. Let's siphon the money. That's a constant daily thing. I think that's kind of where they want to go. But see, here's the thing: gamers like us who are like been gaming all of our lives, that's not what we look for. The gamers like us is who we support the systems, not the casuals. The casuals will only do it for like a second, and then it's over. Just like the Wii. Remember the Wii?
They buy Madden and Call of Duty. That's
it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to base it off of them, though. You can't. Yes, there's a lot of people that are like that, and yes, you can siphon money from them. But if you're talking about the audience abroad, you have to have some sort of consistency. Not only consistency, but you have to have variety. And people like variety. I mean, that's just the nature of human psyche. We like different shit all the time.
I mean, back in the 360 years, back you had your Fable, you had your Halo, you had your Gears, you had your Forza, you had Forza Horizon.
They had Mass Effect. They had everything.
Yeah.
The 360 had all kind of crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
them launching a year ahead of time was brilliant.
It was brilliant because it was like get in here first.
Then, like Chuck said, when Xbox One came on, they kicked Fable under the carpet, said, "See you later."
It's like he said, it started with the 360. They lost Bungie.
Started with the 360.
They lost Epic. I know they never owned them, but they lost.
But they lost
the support from Epic.
Yeah.
Making Gears, it's like
they lost Bungie. That's because of them. I think they lost Bungie.
Then they literally make 2 studios, and the only games they're making is Halo and Gears.
And then they buy Rare. Remember that shit?
Then you got
Rare.
Then you got Naughty Dog. You got Naughty Dog out here who's making Last of Us and Uncharted. God of War. You can say Santa Monica is kind of the God of War team because it's kind of what they are. But I mean, they re-innovated the whole game.
Yeah.
The new one. Then you have Ghost of Tsushima coming out from Sucker Punch.
I know. And
they also were making Sly. I think that was Sucker Punch. Yeah, they made Sly.
They also made.
They need to. Their devs just need freedom.
They don't have no freedom, bro. I was just about to say, like, they are literally stuck in fucking Forza, Gears, and Halo. It's like, damn, let them try something else, man. Who made Horizon? Like who does that? I forgot.
The people who made Killzone.
Exactly.
They made Killzone. It was Guerrilla.
Crazy. People try something else, man.
Right, let them motherfuckers try something.
Like Halo to me is like the multiplayer. I think will always be good. I think Halo 5.
The multiplayer
is fantastic.
Halo 4 was trash.
So I didn't like Halo 4.
I think the multiplayer, the single player was just absolute garbage. They didn't put no thought into that at all, and
Halo 5 has one of the best
multiplayer, bro. This makes nobody cares about the story no more. Because I think Halo 5 kind of killed it. I'm just being honest. Like I really don't. No more.
It just got bad.
It's so bad now. And Gears is the same way, in my opinion. Like I don't like that campaign was garbage. Like I felt when it was over, I'm like, damn, that's it. I'm like, where's the rest of the game?
The first half of the game was literally you just killing the same bots over and over. Just like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, bro. I'm like, yeah, this is like y'all not even trying anymore, man. Like I'm just being real. Like
this is what they need to do.
They just don't really care.
They need to dig into their fucking financial resources. Let's get a company going and focus on some first party shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you ain't gotta come out with 8 games, but at least try to get 1 to 2 out there that are like amazing. You start doing that, and then you start getting that gamer, not necessarily gamer respect, but like that gamer attention. You know what I'm saying? You start getting that gamer attention again because it's like, oh shit, all right, well I can go Xbox and play 1 or 2 dope ass motherfucking games that I can't play anywhere else. You know, and it's just like you know, you don't have to have thousands of games like PlayStation has, but damn, can I get 2 that are dope? Can I get a RPG or action adventure game or maybe another dope ass shooter or something? You know, something that
just like their first party studios, just like I said, they just need to be free. And then I know they're out there, they're buying like games like Quantum Break and I would say Record, but
Quantum Break
Record's
did well.
kind of a mess.
This is the shit.
No, that's the problem. Like no one's buying their new IP. So at the same time, it's like I bought every single exclusive they released.
Yep, same here.
Well, here's the thing though. Quantum Break actually did well, but the problem is it
did well on Steam.
It did. It did. Actually, it did better on PC. But here's the thing.
It didn't do all right on Xbox though.
But the investors, you know, it's when
and the game has such a dope concept that imagine if they made a sequel.
Shit would be
like
dope.
Uncharted 2 to Uncharted 1. But I mean, that's not like a first party studio who made it.
But now, does Sony need to do that? No. That's why I was so heated with Ryan, because I'm like, McAfee's fucking dog shit.
Yo, Akeyles, what do you think of Quantum Break?
I didn't play it.
He's like, I didn't play it.
I didn't have an Xbox until Gears 4 was announced.
The only problem I had with Quantum Break was the TV show was garbage. I did not like the TV show. That was the only thing I didn't like. But you can skip the TV show if you wanted to. You're gonna miss out on the story.
Yeah, you miss out on the story, but
and supposedly
that's why when people, I think it's funny when people hate cinematic games and they like Quantum Break was awesome. Like, bro, that's literally a cinematic game.
Yep.
It's cutscenes plus the live action scenes.
And supposedly it was super easy. Terri beat it on the hardest difficulty and didn't level up anything.
She didn't level up any of her shit
until the boss fight. The boss fight's the only time you need everything.
That boss fight was unfair. That boss fight was unfair as fuck.
Yeah, I didn't even know I didn't even know I needed to level stuff up. Like I didn't know I had a skill tree or anything because I just was breezing through it. But then I got to the boss fight and I was like getting wrecked, and then it's like going to my stomach. Oh shit! I have all these things I didn't level up. So I don't fill it all in.
And that boss fight, they don't explain anything. You're like, oh, I gotta dodge the red, I guess. Yeah, okay. I don't know, but like Coalition was working on a new IP. I wouldn't mind seeing what that new IP was.
Yeah, can we just get an IP? Like I said, it can be one.
It doesn't have to be new. Bring back Perfect Dark or something. Bring back something like
those. They have IPs they're not using. Like, what are you doing?
Throw some money at that shit.
No, you know if Playground is making Fable, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind seeing what they do with an open world game.
That's what I heard.
Well, let's get an open world, very beautiful Xbox One X Fable.
And the
you know what I'm saying? With
thing is, they don't even own Playground.
But you got Rare, and you gutted them, and then they came out with fucking Sea of Thieves, which first 2 hours is dope, and then it's shitty. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the way,
you see the water, and you're like, "Damn, this game looks cool." And then you're like, "Oh wait,
some of the best."
Is it just water?
Water graphics is dope as fuck. I got to give it to them, and I cannot give them any negativity on that water. That water is fucking dope. Until you swim under to try to see the Kraken, and you see the Kraken has no body, but.
Yeah, the water's amazing. Like I said, I had fun with it for like 3 or 4 hours, and after that, it was like rinse and repeat. This is all I'm doing.
Yeah, remember that the 50th skeleton? We was like yawning. You know
but like I said, let's just hope Phil's not speaking out his ass and they actually have something coming.
If they got something coming, I would be hyped because that's like
I've said it on Twitter. I've said it.
I don't trust anything Phil or Greenberg or any of them say until they actually do what they say.
Show me shit. Stop talking it. Show it.
I don't.
You know, show it and you'll get the support.
Phil has said a lot of shit.
I've said it on Twitter. I've said it in groups. When they come to E3 this year, they got to lay it all out of line.
Here's what they got to do.
2 years already, bro. Like
they gotta support.
I don't even give a damn about E3 anymore.
I mean,
here's the thing. They gotta support the One X.
I love indie games, but when your show literally becomes half indie games, there's something wrong.
Yeah, and you're fucking
like last year, like
the fuck?
Over half the show was indies. Like, what the hell?
It's all these
That's not the Microsoft I know.
And shit.
I'm like, where the hell is Crack? Like, how do you? That's how I knew the game was in trouble, man.
They didn't even show gameplay at E3, didn't they?
Like, who? All right, anybody answer this? Everybody, Who in here really want to see Crackdown single player? Honestly,
like I said, you haven't heard anything. We haven't heard anything on Crackdown.
I just want to see what the ability is. That's what they
I
have.
just want to see the multiplayer. That's my point.
I want to see
why
the
that's how I knew the game wasn't coming. I'm like, this shit ain't coming out, bro.
And they show people playing it at Comic-Con.
Dude, that shit ran so long ago, man.
Like,
listen, they got so much time they've been working on
like, and that's game has switched hands how many times?
It better be dope as fuck when they release it.
It's bad right now. Bad.
The people who made Little Big Planet 3 are making it now, and you're like, what the hell is going on?
Is it gonna be furry and fuzzy? Like I don't know, But all right, I was gonna do this one subject for us here, but I think I'm gonna skip it because we kind of our roundtable discussion reached over a little bit. So I want to go to final round now. Chuck, let me explain the rules of final round. Final round is your chance to vent. No matter what subject it is, we can't say you're wrong. We can't interrupt you. Hopefully, you won't get interrupted, and we can't say shit. We can't stop you. You get to say what you want. It can be about anything in gaming. Hell, it can be about something that triggered you at the crib. But you get your moment to vent, and you have to say you want in. You can't just jump in. You have to say you want in before I do our final round sound effects. So you want in or not?
No, I'm not. I ain't got nothing to rant about. You gotta call me off that one. I'm good. I think I ranted enough today. I think I got it all out already, bro. I feel better.
You showed the show later now, don't they?
Yeah, look, I got a little bone to pick with BAFTA a little bit, but that's just it's my little gripe. Anybody else want it?
I'm good.
What? All right, so
I'm good. I got most of my stuff out.
All right.
I heard Terry, being there with popcorn, rant.
The what rants?
The BAFTA rants. She's like,
I don't even have time for it.
You already got it out.
Waste of energy and breath to give them any more.
I'm gonna give them a little
attention.
Bit more. I'm gonna give them a tiny bit more. All right, so I guess it's just me in the
final round.
All right. My little gripe is just tiny. I'm not gonna take up too much time. But BAFTA. You gotta get better with your fucking game choices. Just reading the list of what you had, I mean, there were other games that were out. Like, I get it, you're trying to give these esoteric games a day in the light and shine and shit, but for the most part, you guys were fucking wrong on a lot. And like I said, I know it's opinion, but this is also my opinion. And I feel like you guys were fucking wrong about a lot. I mean, really? I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn, yes, I get it. It's a new IP. But is it original IP? Like, is it that original that it wins an award? No. Is it an amazing game and beautiful and should be played by the masses? Yes. But original IP? Get the fuck out of here. Nope. I do not agree with that sentiment. And I felt like it shouldn't have been in that category. Hellblade winning so much. I mean, I give Hellblade props. Yes, it's a good game. But is it award winning? Maybe the sound. But it was lacking some shit too. BAFTA, you baffled me. You straight baffled me on some of the fucking choices you had. Cuphead was like robbed in some categories, especially artistic design. Like, how could you not look at fucking Cuphead and you put Hellblade and Cuphead side by side, and you honestly think that Hellblade had better artistic creativity than Cuphead? Get the fuck. Cuphead was painful to make because you gotta do old school animation, and then you have to apply that to new tech and apply that to our technology nowadays. That shit had to be painful, and the developers said that too. They said it was truly blood, sweat, and tears. Families was tested behind it, and every goddamn thing. And then you look at the end result and you go, wow, Cuphead looks amazing. So, BAFTA, you rubbed me the wrong fucking way. And just was disappointed in some of the choices. Odyssey, best family game. Look, you cannot play with your family with Mario Odyssey. It's a single player fucking platformer from Nintendo. It's not a family game. Is it a E for everyone game? Yeah. But shut up. But it's not, it is not a family game. So I think that's my little 2 cents about BAFTA. I just had to fucking say that. I think that's it. Nobody else wanted to jump in, so that was the
final round.
All right, I got that off my chest. I'm able to breathe again now. Let's just take it.
Danny, is you saying about the original thing? Horizon deserved it. It was original IP. That's why they gave Horizon got it. It's original IP.
I mean, if Horizon's not original IP, Cuphead's not either, because it's literally just a platformer with boss fight. I mean, I don't see the argument's kind of pointless.
But I wanted it.
I can say that about any of the games. Hellblade's not original either.
It should have.
Yeah, Hellblade's not original.
We should have just ignored the category then. None of them should have won.
There you go.
I don't understand why it didn't win best art though.
But that's not art. Artistic direction. It's just that they phrased it differently in Europe.
They phrased it differently in Europe.
Yeah, if you look up artistic or whatever it is, it doesn't say anything with art. But whatever.
Karazin said Hellblade is also an original IP.
It is an original IP, but I wouldn't say it's an original game. Hellblade's an original IP too. I mean, what's original about Hellblade? Because it tells a story.
Right. I didn't understand that.
Cuphead is like Contra. I mean, what's
for real though? Contra, Raiden, all those type of games, the same type of game.
But Remains of Edith Finch is like a narrative storytelling game. There's plenty of those.
Yeah, but I don't think it was. Was it not? Yeah, I don't think it was nominated for best original, but you would.
It won best game, which is kind of weird. It didn't get nominated for best.
Yeah, but just what? Okay, it won everything, but it's not the best game. Okay.
Karazin says you're making a misunderstanding, Danny.
Why am I
original property just means a new IP. That's what it meant.
Hellblade is an original IP, but guess what won? Horizon Zero Dawn.
It's an original IP.
It's original IP also.
But it's not original. It's just a new IP.
Neither is Hellblade. It's not outside the sound design. I mean, but there's a lot of games where people talking in your head.
Yeah, I guess what they mean is it's a new IP. And it's like a new series that they could branch from.
It wasn't even called original. It wasn't called original IP. It was called original property, which Horizon is an original property. So new IP is literally new.
Well, I think that's what they mean in the Europe over there. Original property. I think they mean is. Don't take my lies. I'm just saying that's what
I'm thinking for the artistic one. They're not looking at art. I think they're looking maybe more for creativity, but that's still a stretch.
What I said, but she don't get to lose life. All right, that's cool. That's what's up.
I'll take it. That's so Terry.
Terry lost life too.
I totally agree with that, but.
It's still a stretch, though. If they could just say creativity instead of wording it the way they did. That's a fail on them wording it the way they did.
I mean, it's European. It's you got to understand that it's a cultural difference on how they say words over there.
Right.
Yeah, they speak.
They still speak English. They just have different slang.
They speak.
Proper.
Here's.
No, they speak English.
I'm about to say, don't trigger me right now. You know what I'm saying?
We have different slang and stuff, but it's still very similar.
I mean, I could bring me and Terry's friend in here each. He has a total different slang what we talk about. Now we talk.
Man, people will be calling me mate instead of friend.
They should have dumbed down the category so we know exactly what they're talking
You
about.
talking to the US, he's like, that's my mate right there. And usually you're talking about your fucking girlfriend or something.
Amen there, big. Amen there, Jersey TV. I am so hyped for Spider-Man.
For
I'm
sure.
so hyped because he's the first person to spell it properly in the damn chat. So thank
He
you.
did spell it right.
He actually put the dash.
He did.
It's all about the hyphen. Thank you for putting the
Jersey
hyphen
TV.
in it. It gets me so triggered when people
You got a
skip the
3
damn
up.
hyphen. So thank you.
Look, Chuck, he got a 3 up.
I cannot wait for that, bro.
That's just gonna be dope as fuck.
Spider-Man is gonna be
Dude,
the
it's
first half of the year.
Yeah, they were showing the combat. He
Dude.
didn't have to touch the ground. I was
Yeah,
like,
It's not-
I can't wait to play that.
My prediction, and you can like timestamp it. It's going to be another game. It's going to be the 95s.
I doubt it.
I wouldn't
think
be
it's gonna
95.
I think it's gonna be
That game
90.
is gonna get
low 90s, high 80s.
that game. I'm thinking like 92, maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 89
I'm
to
pretty sure they're gonna
92.
find something with it.
Timestamp that there, Danny. Chuck says 92. I say
A
95.
95.
I'ma say-
I definitely don't think it's gonna be.
I'm gonna say
95.
8.9.
I say,
I
say low 90s, high 80s.
I'm gonna say
And
8.9.
Off of
Like I
God
said-
of War, I'm saying that Spider-Man is gonna go get a 96. If God of War is a 96. If God of War is a 96, Spider-Man
That would be
is a
awesome.
96. Based
I'm
off the
gonna give you
combat.
that. I canceled it.
The game. It looks so fluid, bro. Like Spider-Man in the game, it don't look clunky at all, and
No.
I really hope the story is good.
Yeah.
I just hope everything is good in that game because it looks fantastic.
That swinging
speaking
needs
of-
that better be on point. That's the swinging mechanic is like so fucking important
me,
with
man,
Spider-Man. Like if the
Everything
swinging
looks
mechanic
good
is
to
on
me
point,
so
I
far,
think
so
it'll
we
be
have to
good.
wait and see, though.
Yeah, for sure.
And speaking of Spider-Man, they also announced the Iron Spider is going to be in the Marvel's Spider-Man pre-order bonus. You can get the Iron Spider costume.
Wow.
That sounds pretty
Do
dope.
they have
I mean,
any
it's-
details like if he can fly or
right,
shoot
or is
like
he
iron
swinging?
Dude,
or something like that? I remember.
Dude, I tagged Danny into some. I tagged Danny in some video where he was like swinging and flipping his web, and he was going through like these long pipes and everything. He's like, dude, that is crazy.
Yeah, that shit looks crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to play that. So definitely
Iron Spider, I'm rocking that day one. So yeah, I'm about to rock it. I'm putting that on as soon as the game starts, bro.
Absolutely.
And I think Akeyles had mentioned you have the option. You can either take the subway or you go
I've never taken the fucking
or fly
subway.
around.
The whole
Take the
experience
subway.
of playing a
What the
Spider-Man
hell?
game is swinging around. Like,
Hey, let me catch this train real fast, bro.
Take this subway, playing your phone.
Take his Spider-Man.
I'm swinging everywhere, bro. No fast travel.
Right, like
I'm swinging everywhere, bro.
I'm swinging
Hell
every
no.
fucking where. I'm not.
Especially with how good it looks.
That shit
I'm
looks
sorry.
great. I'm
Like the
not
first
gonna-
hour, I'm just gonna be swinging, man. I ain't doing no nothing. I'm just swinging. I'm dead serious, bro. I'm just gonna be swinging around the
In my head,
city, man.
Chuck, he's streaming the game and shit. It's like, damn, when is he playing? This
I'm
motherfucker's
trying to swing a good
Yeah.
time. Chuck is over here.
It's just like an hour. I'm just gonna swing top perfection.
He said
And then we're gonna start playing the game after that.
Hell yeah, it's like, damn, 4 hours later. He's like, you finally getting it. All right. I feel you. I'm gonna do the same shit. That is, you know what? We are towards the end of the show. I do want to shout out Chuck Gaming. What's up, man? Let's get your outro, your shameless plugs out the way.
All right, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for having me on again. This is actually pretty cool. I appreciate you guys for having me on. My channel is Chuck Gaming. If you're into fighting games, that's pretty much all I do. You know, me and my boy Dre have a podcast. We do every Tuesday, plus some Block podcast, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, where we strictly talk about the fighting game news of the week. You know, I am with TOA also. We run tournaments. We have 2 coming up, the 21st and the 28th, Marvel vs. Capcom and Injustice. So if you went to that, make sure you go hit us up on Twitch at TOA. The online arcade. Make sure you look us up, man. We always have fun. Shout out to Jabari, Kev, and Persona. Hit me up on Twitter, Chuck Gaming, man. I talk about sports and video games on there, so or just anything in general, man. Sometimes I'll be random, but that's pretty much it. Like I said, this was fun. You guys are a good cast. I definitely appreciate it, and I definitely would like to come on in the future, man.
For sure, man.
You're more.
You guys got sound effects and stuff, man.
I know, yeah, I know
Cool,
you're loving that shit.
I'm like flying around, like, oh, what the hell? Hey, I didn't lose no lives either, man. I think
you lost one. You did lose one.
I did?
Yeah, you did.
Shit.
You did. because you said PC was trash or something in chat, so I took a life away.
Damn, off the rip.
You ain't safe in chat.
I hit you with a sniper shot. It was a sniper shot.
I left for 5. That's cool.
But that's all right. That's good. That's good. Mike got 1 life left. Everybody else is hovering between 5 and 6. So you didn't. As long as you ain't at Mike levels, you're good to go.
I appreciate that. No doubt.
Shouts out to everybody in chat. John, Jersey TV, Kerosene, Frozen, Demi Stop Through. Shit. I'm trying to scroll up to see everybody's comments. Everything got pushed.
You got John, Francis with 2 L's on Twitch, Gunflame,
and Video Gamer.
Video Gamer. We didn't see Al Bundy tonight. I was hoping.
Shout out to Big Cheese. He was here.
Big Cheese. Shouts out to Big Cheese. Shouts out to Ryan McCaffrey for failing.
Hey, that dude's usually on point.
He failed on this one though. Like this one was an epic fucking fail, you know. And let's take his final life away. Rip. All right. Also, shouts out to Player One Coffee. They are our sponsor. You know, those guys get you filled up. Just ask Mike, who hasn't slept in 48 motherfucking
right here,
weeks.
baby. Player One.
It will keep you loaded. Check us out next week, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time. You can follow us everywhere. If you look at the top of our little screen here, you can see us. We're on fucking Discord, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Xhamster, xhamster.com/the platform live. You can check us out there for our HD videos. Anything else? Anything I miss?
No.
Cover it all.
Well, I have a topic, but we're pretty much done.
Yeah, we're over.
Yeah, during the podcast, they announced Shenmue and Shenmue 2 is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Woo.
Oh shit! Okay.
Jersey said that earlier. That it is happening.
Yeah, they're re-releases. I don't know if they're remasters. This is re-releases. So. But that's pretty cool.
I love Shenmue. Shenmue is one of my favorite games of all time. Honestly, I love that game so much. So HD remaster of 1 and 2. So I could, because I played the first one. I didn't get a chance to play 2. So I would love to play 2 and then get caught up with when he traveled overseas. Rio, when he made it overseas. I didn't get a chance to see his story on that side. So absolutely hyped for that.
With this announcement, I'm expecting Shenmue 3 to be delayed again. So.
Well, if they delay it, as long as it's good, give me 1 and 2, and then give me 3 at its best. Like I said, shouts out to Player One Coffee. Everybody in chat, we love when you guys come through. Great conversation with Upchuck. Shit, I think we're going to get the fuck out of here. Peace out, everybody.